Crystal, we'll start with you, with your story of how you came to be at Mirabel.
Okay, so I lived with my mum alone. I haven't met my dad. With my older brother, who's 4 years older than I am. And both of us were removed from my mum's care when I was 6 and he was 10. And we were given to my grandma, who was at the time living alone.
I left my mum, who was addicted to heroin, when I was 12 years old. I left of my own accord. When I was about 6 years old, Grandma was attending a place called Families Anonymous, which was just a support network where she could get help, although it didn't focus on sort of the needs that she needed. It was just a general family sort of group, and she sort of felt pretty alone in that. There was a few others, but then through that she heard about Mirabel and got involved with it, and it was the best thing that she's ever done. Whenever she has a question or she needs help with anything, she knows that she can just call Mirabel and they'll be there and they'll figure it all out for her and she'll have what she needs.
Mirabel can be sometimes hard to describe to people. If you read the brochure, it says that Mirabel looks after children who are orphaned or abandoned as a result of illicit drug use, which is it's a long sentence. It's almost impossible to remember. If you had to describe it to people, how would you best describe what Mirabel is?
Well, I think it was really about belonging somewhere and having a support network where it was people in similar situations that you could talk to and relate to, and that wouldn't judge you for things that were out of your hands that you couldn't control, that your parents controlled. So it was really like just a strong support network.
I guess the first time I really realised that we were different, but that we had so many other people that were similar to us, was actually at the first Christmas party that we went to. And I mean, I'd never really seen much fantastical stuff in my life, and then all of a sudden we were at the botanical gardens and there were clowns and there was food and barbecues and streamers and presents, and I started realising that all the other kids were with older people as well, and I thought they've either got really old parents or they're with their grandparents as well. And that was sort of the first time that I started. It wasn't like an ultimate they're all the same as me. It was more of a maybe there are people like me.
Like I know from me, my grandma told me about Crystal and being in similar circumstances to me, and it sort of didn't register to me until I sort of spoke to Crystal about it, and then we couldn't shut up. We just kept talking and realising that we had so much in common with our circumstances and our parents and stuff, and it was a good feeling just having her to speak to about it, and she could easily relate to it. I mean, at first you sort of think to yourself, well, I don't really deserve this, like what makes, like, why do I deserve to be spoiled and to do what we've done, like go to Sydney and all sorts of special little trips, and you think, but it's sort of realising that you do deserve it.
So where do you think you would be now if Mirabel hadn't have been around? Have you ever considered it?
I don't want to sound like I'm just saying, Mirabel's great, because it is. But to be completely honest, I could quite possibly be dead and on the streets, or living with my mum, who just wouldn't want to be there. And that sounds really maybe a little bit over the top, but I have no idea where I'd be without Mirabel, and that's the power of it.
Fantastic. And Ash?
I just wouldn't have that sort of those people to talk to and relate to. I think I would see myself as sort of like strange. That one girl that, you know, she doesn't have a normal life. Like, I just feel so different and isolated from everybody that was around me. And I don't think that my sense of self would be as strong as it is today without Mirabel.
Well, thank goodness Mirabel is around. So where are you both now?
Both Crystal and I are on scholarships to university, which we heard about through Mirabel, and through the help of Mirabel we sort of came to get those, luckily. And I'm studying professional and creative writing.
Crystal, where are you now?
I'm doing a Bachelor of Community Mental Health, Drug and Alcohol, and I'm loving it. And basically, I'd really like to use my experiences to actually go out there and help other people. And I just feel like it would be a little bit of a waste to not do that.
We've discussed Mirabel quite a bit now, and what a great job it does. But it has to be said, you guys have done an amazing job of looking after yourselves. And I think that's the thing that I love most about Mirabel. It gives the kids confidence. But you've got to then do something with that, and you both have. It's fantastic to see you again all these years later, and well done on being wonderful adults that are going out there to make the world a better place.
I don't know how you describe it. It's just disintegration of people around you that don't care about it happening, and then having a whole bunch of people or a whole bunch of activities or just a direct focus on how you will succeed. That's what breaks it, and that is the only thing that will ever break that, and that is the only thing that will ever give anyone hope. Is time for people, is love. And that sounds so cliche, but the only way that you can really make someone believe that they can achieve is by telling them again and again and again and again, especially people that have been broken down so many times. So it's a facilitator for new life, for a new vision, for life in general, of start seeing things as good and not everything as terrible.